So, what does SCALE stand for? S stands for Scalable Acquisitions and Deal Analysis. You take the buying process and you turn it into a business. So, what you do is you find a neighborhood where you have enough properties that have a high after repair value and you have enough distressed properties. And you do predictable deal analysis to know upfront how that property is going to perform when you're done with it. Next, you build a team of people that will bring you deals, either from the MLS or wholesalers that bring you off market deals. You build a team that understand how your business works, and now you have a deal pipeline, a solid deal pipeline. And you will understand which deal is good or bad because you have done predictable deal analysis. C stands for construction that scales. Instead of being at the job site all the time, you build a solid team that can help you scale the construction process. We're not here to DIY everything. Unless you love doing that, go for it. Absolutely, yes. But you figure out how to build a solid team that can take your instructions and run with it. If you love design, you can still design your spaces. You just don't have to be there 24/7. That's what it's all about. And so you build systems and processes to make sure that your contractor still stays on schedule, within budget, and they do a great job at a property. A stands for adding cash flow. Now, if you want to keep the property and manage it yourself, self management is totally fine. You need systems, processes, and teams, again, in place so that you can take that property and manage it without answering those late night tenant phone calls about the toilets being clogged. That's what everybody's afraid about when it comes to landlording, right? So you can manage those properties yourself without having to take those phone calls while keeping your tenants happy. And if you want to hire a property management company, how do you manage them? What do you look for? What are the KPIs? That's what A stands for, adding cash flow. L stands for leveraging. Leveraging is the most important piece in this puzzle. Leveraging your money upfront so you can bring just a little bit of money and then borrow the rest of the money from a short term lender to acquire and to renovate the property. And then leveraging at the end by taking it to a commercial lender so that you can pay yourself back and you can pay your lender back. And then now you're left with a property that has a nice mortgage on it, and the rent pays for the mortgage, and you collect the cash flow, which is the difference between the rent and the mortgage plus expenses. And the last letter is E. It stands for exponential growth. So in the BRRRR strategy, the last letters are, you just repeat it. In scale, the last letter is E, which stands for growth. We're really focused on growing yourself as an investor and growing your business and building a team that can help you scale your portfolio. That way, you're not waiting 15, 20 years to retire. You can do this within just a few years. Once you have your systems, processes, and teams in place, now you can accelerate. Start from single family, go to duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, go to larger multifamilies. It's the same thing, except you do it at a bigger level. You can also take the BRRRR strategy and diversify it into short-term rentals, medium-term rentals, and use the same formula to flip properties if you want. This is why BRRRR is considered the black belt in real estate. Once you learn how to do this, especially with the scale framework, there is no stopping you. You can go into whichever strategy you want, except you will never need money for down payment ever again. So for a lot of people, defining the strategy itself gives them a lot of clarity on how to move forward. And depending on where you live and what market cycle you're a part of, the interest rates keep changing. Sometimes it's a buyer's market, sometimes it's a seller's market, sometimes there is a lot of money in the market and lenders are willing to lend very quickly, and sometimes there isn't a lot of money in the market and lenders become a little more conservative in how they lend. So we've seen all of this, right? We've seen all the different fluctuations, and this strategy works every single time. And so, as you move forward with your journey, I recommend that you look for a strategy that allows you to accomplish your lifestyle goals. Do you want generational wealth? Do you want passive income? Do you want time and location freedom? What is a good strategy that can give you all of those? Right? And then choose that strategy depending on your needs and your lifestyle needs, and make sure the method of execution matches what you're looking for. As I was saying, a lot of gurus who are doing this are men, and lifestyle is not the key component for them. But for most women that I talk to, most of the women in our community, lifestyle is a major piece of what they're trying to do. And so, if that's important to you, I highly recommend you look at not just the strategy, but also the method of execution. And that really makes a difference.